Well, guys, we're going to be checking out this movie called A Few Good Men. This is from 1992. This is a Patreon request from Heidi. Heidi, thank you for one support for this month. I really appreciate it. This has Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, I think that's her name, Demi Moore, which, of course, great actors. I know Tom Cruise had his recent Top Gun. I never got to watch it, actually. I heard it was really, fantastic, and it really did good at the box office, and of course, at the theater. I definitely got to react to that movie as well. I should react to the first Top Gun first. I probably watched it a long time ago, but I really don't remember, so I'm probably going to do a rerun on that one and then watch the new one for sure. But I really don't remember the first Top Gun, but I know it's iconic in every way. There's certain parts, certain songs in there are like iconic in there. But yeah, I really don't remember the movie, that much, because I don't think I was like a big fan, like a huge fan, but of Top Gun, at least in that way. But yeah, with this one, it's just, a few good men. Obviously, that's from the title, we only got a few good men out here. I guess that's like the whole concept, but it looks like military type of thing from like the cover. So it's good. I think it's gonna be pretty interesting to see. And usually these older movies are just, I swear they just do a better job with certain things. I know there's some new movies out there are good too, but lately some movies have just been not really as great as they should. There's some good ones, and of course there's going to be some bad ones. I guess they all have, each generation. But I just swear, like back then, the way they do movies is just, they just do a fantastic job. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie and seeing what this is about, and I'm pretty sure I will enjoy it. So, guys, make sure you guys go on the Patreon page. Of course, consider supporting the channel, and of course, I appreciate any support that does come around. Other than that, guys, let's just check out this movie. Military stuff. What the hell? That's insane.
Captain, I'd like to request that it be me who's the attorney. Captain, I appreciate you seeing me on such short notice.
Would you like to sit down?
I'm fine, sir.
Have a seat.
I'd like to suggest that I be the one that it be me who is assigned to represent them myself.
Commander, I'd like you to leave the room so we can talk about you behind your back.
Certainly, sir.
Well, damn.
All right, let's go. Let's get to.
That was Tom Cruise.
Sorry. Nothing to be sorry about, Sherby. You just looked the ball into your glove. Let's try it again. Taffy! Dave, you seem distraught.
We were supposed to meet in your office 15 minutes ago to talk about the McDermott case. You're stalling on this thing.
You asked for jail time. I'm going to file a motion to dismiss.
You won't get it.
I will get it. And if the MTD is denied, I'll file a motion in limine seeking to obtain an evidentiary ruling in advance. And after that, I'm going to file against pretrial confinement. And you're going to spend the next 3 months going blind on paperwork because a signalman second class bought and smoked a dime bag of oregano. Let's go.
He knows what he's talking about.
Hi.
Hold on. Hi.
Daniel Caffey. I was told to meet with Lieutenant Commander Galloway. Got a briefing?
I'll call you back.
Lead counsel is Sam Weinberg.
I have no responsibilities here whatsoever.
Come in, please. Have a seat. Dawson's family's been contacted. Downey's closest living relative is Jetty Miller, his aunt on his mother's
The way he's
side.
eating that apple.
She hasn't been contacted yet. Would you like me to take care of that?
Sure, if you feel like it.
Santiago wrote in his 8 months at Gitmo.
That's Guantanamo Bay.
I knew that one.
He wrote to the Fleet Commander, HQ Atlantic, to the Commandant of the Marine Corps, even as Senator. He wanted to be transferred off the base. No one was listening. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Read the letters. I'll expect a report when you return from Cuba.
Sure.
You're dismissed.
I always forget that part.
He's a little preoccupied. Team's playing Bethesda Medical next week.
Tell your friend not to get cute down there. The Marines in Guantanamo are fanatical.
Last thing I remember is hitting the deck. I was brought to the hospital where I was told I just had heat exhaustion. I ask you to help me. Please, sir, I just need to be transferred out of RSC. P.S. In exchange for my transfer off the base, I'm willing to provide you with information
about
about
an illegal fence line shooting that occurred the night of August the 2nd. Who the fuck is PFC William T. Santiago?
Jack Nicholson.
Private Santiago's a member of 2nd Platoon Bravo, sir.
Now he's telling
Jack
tales
Nicholson's
about
in
a
like his
fence line
80s now, I
shooting.
think. Crazy.
Matthew?
I can handle this situation, sir.
The same way you handled the Curtis Bell incident.
Sir, my methods of leadership...
Don't interrupt me, Lieutenant. I'm still your superior officer.
And I'm yours, Matthew. I want to know what we're going to do about this.
I think Santiago should be transferred off the base immediately.
He's that bad, huh?
Not only that, but word of this letter's bound to get out. He's going to get his ass whipped.
Matthew, I think I will have that word in private with you now. In the business of saving lives, Lieutenant Colonel Markinson. Don't ever question my orders in front of another officer.
He's just saying it's not a good idea. It's just transfer him out. That's all he was trying to say. But doesn't see that.
I was just wondering why two guys have been locked up since this morning while their lawyer's outside hitting a ball.
We need to practice.
That wasn't funny.
It's a little funny.
Lieutenant, would you be very insulted
like so
if I
serious.
recommended to your supervisor that he assign different counsel?
Why?
Because I don't think you're fit to handle the defense.
Ordinarily, it takes someone hours to discover I'm not fit to
She's
handle
so
it.
serious and he's not.
Oh, come on. That was damn funny.
Morning. Officer on deck, 10, hut!
Sir, Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson, sir. Rifle Security, Company Windward. 2nd Platoon, Bravo.
Private Downey, the rag you stuffed in Santiago's mouth, was there poison on it?
No, sir.
Silver polish, turpentine, antifreeze?
No, sir. We were just gonna shave his head, sir.
When all of a sudden...
We saw blood dripping down his mouth, and we pulled the tape off, and there was blood all down his face, sir. That's when Lance Corporal Dawson called the ambulance.
Did anyone see you call the ambulance?
Probably not.
No, sir.
If Santiago didn't have anything on you, then why did you give him a code red?
Because he broke the chain of command, sir.
He what?
He went outside of his unit, sir. If he had a problem, he should have spoken to me, sir. Then a sergeant, then company commander. Then...
All right. Did you assault Santiago with the intent of killing him?
No, sir.
What was your intent?
To train him, sir. Train him to think of his unit before himself. To respect the code.
What's the code?
Corps, God, country.
Right, this came from the commander himself. I think they'll tell him to go teach him a lesson. So they intend to kill him. Doesn't seem like it.
This is Lieutenant Commander Joanne Galloway.
Pleasure meeting you, Commander.
Observing and evaluating, sir. Lieutenant Sam Weinberg, he'll be assisting.
Sir? I had the pleasure of meeting your father once. I was a teenager. He spoke at my high school.
Lionel Caffey?
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you know? John, this man's dad once made a lot of enemies down in your neck of the woods. Jefferson versus Madison County School District. Lionel Caffey said, well, we'll just see about that. How the hell is your dad, Danny?
He passed away 7 years ago, sir.
Don't I feel like the fucking asshole? John will take you out and show you what you want to see. After that, we can all hook up for lunch. How does that sound?
Fine, sir.
Still there. See what they can find. See if they find anything or whatever. Any clues.
Lieutenant Kendrick, may I call you John?
No, you may not.
Have I done something to offend you?
No, I like all you Navy boys.
Lieutenant Kendrick, do you think Santiago was murdered?
Commander, I believe in God and his son, Jesus Christ. And because I do, I can say this. Private Santiago is dead, and that is a tragedy. But he is dead because he had no code. He is dead because he had no honor. And God was watching.
That make no freaking sense.
How do you feel about that theory?
Sounds good. Let's move on.
Agreed that for his own safety, Santiago should be transferred off the base.
Santiago was set to be transferred.
On the first available flight to the States.
He knows he's lying. That's not what they
0600
said.
The next morning. 5 hours too late, as it turned out.
All right, that's all I have. Thanks very much for your time.
The corporal's waiting outside with a jeep for you. He'll take you back to the flight line.
Thank you, sir.
Wait a minute, I've got some questions.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Colonel, on the morning that Santiago died, did you meet with Dr. Stone between 3 and 5?
Joe.
Of course, I met with the doctor.
I was just wondering if you've ever heard the term Code Red.
I've heard the term, yes.
This past February, Colonel, you received a
she's
cautionary
like,
memo from the Commander-in-Chief of the Atlantic Fleet, warning that the practice of enlisted men disciplining their own wasn't to be condoned by officers.
Well, I submit to you that whoever wrote that memo has never faced the working end of a Soviet-made Cuban AK-47 assault rifle.
Will Code Red still happen on this base, Colonel?
Joe, the Colonel doesn't need to answer that.
Yes, he does.
No, he really doesn't. Colonel, I just need a copy of Santiago's transfer order.
What's that?
Santiago's transfer order. You guys have paperwork on that kind of thing. I just need it for the file.
For the file?
Yeah.
I don't think they have it. Do they have it?
You can have a copy of the transfer order for the file, Danny. I'm here to help in any way I can.
Thank you.
You believe that, don't you, Danny? That I'm here to help you in any way I can?
Of course.
Yeah, you gotta keep saying it.
We'll take you by personnel on your way out to the flight line, and you can have all the transfer orders that you want. You have to ask me nicely.
Oh, God. He's pushing.
I beg your pardon?
You have to ask me nicely. You see, Danny, I can deal with the bullets and the bombs and the blood. I don't want money, and I don't want medals. What I do want is for you to stand there in that faggoty white uniform and with your Harvard mouth extend me some fucking courtesy. You gotta ask me nicely.
Not too much trouble. I'd like a copy of the transfer order. Sir.
No problem.
Yeah, they're lying. He never wanted that in the first place. Yeah, he knows he's lying.
We did nothing wrong, sir. We did our job, and if that has consequences, then I'll accept them. And I won't say that I'm guilty, sir.
That's damn right.
Did she put you up to this?
No.
We have a code, sir.
Well, zippity-doo-dah. You and your code plead not guilty. You'll be in jail for the rest of your life. Ooh, it heralds 6 months. It's nothing. It's a hockey season.
Permission to
Speak! Jesus!
After 6 months, we'll be dishonorably discharged, right, sir?
Probably.
No.
What do we do then, sir? We
That's
joined
the
the Marines
point.
because we wanted to live our lives by a certain code. And we found it in the Corps. Now you're asking us to sign a piece of paper that says we have no honor. You're asking us to say we're not Marines. If a court decides that what we did was wrong, then I'll accept whatever punishment they give. But I believe I was right, sir. I believe I did my job, and I will not dishonor myself, my unit, or the Corps so that I can go home in 6 months! Sir!
Right, I'd like to talk to Lance Corporal Dawson alone for a minute. Please?
Sergeant. We're going to go to another room.
Docket number 411275, VR-5, the United States versus Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson and Private First Class Loudon Downey. The accused are charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and conduct unbecoming a United States Marine.
Defense wish to enter a plea?
Yeah. They're not guilty.
We'll adjourn until 1000, 3 weeks from today, at which time this general court-martial will reconvene.
It's going through a bit.
Better at research than I am, and you know how to prepare a witness.
So yeah, you are needed.
I've got medical reports and Chinese food. I say we eat first.
You got any Kung Pao chicken?
This is our defense. Intent. No one can prove there is poison on the rag. Code Red, they're common and accepted in Guantanamo Bay. The order. A, Kendrick gave it. B, they had no choice but to follow. Father always said a jury trial is not just about the law. It's about assigning blame. Santiago's dead, and he shouldn't be. These 9 people are going to insist that someone be blamed for that. Ross is handing them our clients. We're going to hand them Kendrick.
Danny,
I know what you're going to say. You don't have to. We've had our differences. I said some things I didn't mean. You said some things you didn't mean. But you're happy that I stuck with the case. And if you've gained a certain respect for me over the last 3 weeks, well, of course, I'm happy about that. But we don't have to make a whole big deal out of it. You like me, I won't make you say it.
I was just going to tell you to wear matching socks tomorrow.
Okay. Good tip.
But she likes him.
We're ready.
We're gonna get creamed.
I hope his He don't know if he's gonna win this, man. We'll see.
Midnight of September 6th, the accused entered the barracks room of their platoon mate, PFC William Santiago. They woke him up, tied his arms and legs with tape, and forced a rag into his throat. A few minutes later, a chemical reaction called lactic acidosis caused his lungs to begin bleeding. He drowned in his own blood and was pronounced dead at 37 minutes past midnight.
There was no poison on the rag, and there was no intent to kill, and any attempt to prove otherwise is futile, because it just ain't true. When Dawson and Downey went into Santiago's room that night, it wasn't because of vengeance or hatred. It wasn't to kill or harm. And it wasn't because they were looking for kicks on a Friday night. It's because it was what they were ordered to do.
Corporal Carl Edward Hammaker, Marine Barracks, Rifle Security Company, Windward, 2nd Platoon, Bravo.
September 6th with the members of the 2nd Platoon.
Yes, sir.
Would you tell the court
Oh,
the
what's his
substance
name?
of that meeting?
Is it
Lieutenant Kendrick told
Cuba,
us we
I
had an
think this
informer
thing?
in our group.
We'll adjourn for the day. You can call your next witness tomorrow morning.
All right. Tense, man. It's intense. Hopefully he'll win.
I want to go over to the doctor again.
5 o'clock, he says it was poison. The doctor's not telling the truth.
Oh, that's a relief. I
Right.
was afraid I wouldn't be able to use a liar, liar, pants on fire defense. We can't prove coercion. Let's go over what we have, okay?
Dr. Stone, what is lactic acidosis? How long does it take for the muscles and other cells to begin burning sugar instead of oxygen?
20 to 30 minutes.
Damn.
And what caused this process to be sped up in Santiago's muscles?
An ingested poison of some kind.
Bender, is it possible for a person to have an affliction, some sort of condition, which might also speed up the process of acidosis?
It's possible.
What might
That
some of
could
those
happen.
conditions be?
If a person had a coronary disorder or cerebral disorder, the process would be more rapid.
Is it possible that my cells would continue burning sugar after the rag was taken out?
It would have to be a very serious condition.
Is it possible to have a serious coronary condition where the initial warning signals were so mild as to escape a physician during a routine medical exam?
Possibly. There would still be symptoms, though.
He's getting
What
burned
kinds of
now.
symptoms? Shortness of breath?
Yes.
It was
Fatigue?
already showing.
Of course.
Yeah, it was already showing early on when he was doing the training.
Doctor, is this your signature?
Yes, it is.
This is an order for Private Santiago to be put on restricted duty. Would you read your handwritten remarks at the bottom of the page, please, sir?
Initial testing, negative. Patient complains of chest pains, shortness of breath, and fatigue.
Commander, isn't it possible that Santiago had a serious coronary condition? And it was that condition and not some mysterious poison that caused the accelerated chemical reaction?
No.
Is that possible?
No. I personally give each man a thorough physical examination. Private Santiago was given a clean bill of health.
Man died from a heart-related incident. You'd have a lot to answer for, wouldn't you, Doctor?
Object. Move to strike.
Sustained.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
I'm sorry to bother you. I should have called first.
No, I was just watching the ball game. Come on.
Oh, she wants something from him.
I was wondering how you'd feel about my taking you to dinner tonight.
Are you asking me out on a date?
No?
Sounded like you were asking me on a date.
I wasn't.
I've been asked out on dates before, and that's what it sounded like.
No, a good seafood place.
Okay.
She wants him bad. Holy moly.
My third case was a drunken disorderly. It lasted 9 weeks. I rounded up 31 people from the bar that night.
9 weeks on a D&D? Well, what was the prosecutor offering?
15 days.
You hustled the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, after that, they moved me to internal affairs,
Not to blame him.
where I have earned 2 meritorious service medals and 2 letters of commendation.
Why are you always giving me your resume?
Cuz. I guess.
Because I want you to think I'm a good lawyer.
I do.
No, you don't. I think you're an exceptional lawyer. I watch the court members. They respond to you. They like you. I see you convincing them, and I think Dawson and Downey are going to end up owing their lives to you.
Pamphlet, no set of orders or regulations that lets me know that as a Marine, one of my duties is to perform code reds?
No, sir. No book, sir.
No further questions.
Wow.
Corporal.
Would
you turn to the page in this book that says where the mess hall is, please?
Lieutenant Caffey, that's not in the book, sir.
You mean to say in all your time at Gitmo, you've never had a meal?
No, sir. 3 squares a day.
How did you know where the mess hall was if it's not in this book?
Well, I guess I just followed the crowd at chow time, sir.
Who's that? That's creepy.
Oh, Jesus
Oh, you
Christ.
Is that the doctor?
You left the door unlocked.
What the hell?
You scared the shit out of me.
Just keep driving.
Are you aware you're under subpoena?
Yes. I'm also aware that the lives of 2 Marines are in your hands. All I can do is help you, Lieutenant.
What do you know?
I know everything.
Was it a code red?
Yes.
Did Kendrick give the order?
Yes.
Did you witness it?
I didn't.
Did you witness it?
No.
And how do you know?
I know.
Yeah, you know shit.
He was never going to be transferred off that base. Jessup was going to keep him on the base. He said he wanted him trained.
You've got the transfer order. It's got your signature.
Yeah, I know. I signed him the morning you arrived in Cuba, 5 days after Santiago died. I want you to know that I'm proud neither of what I have done nor of what I am doing.
Because he knows it's wrong from the time when because he was the one going against it.
I transferred the marks inside. It's phony. Jessup's statement that the 6 a.m. flight was first available as a lie. We're checking the tower chief's log.
Can I get you something?
Like a beer, please. In the meantime, I'm going to put the Apostle John Kendrick on the stand, see if we can't have a little fun.
All right. I have an obligation to tell you. If you accuse Kendrick or Jessup of any crime without proper evidence, you're going to be subject to a court-martial for professional misconduct, and that's something that's going to be stapled to every job application you ever fill out.
You got bullied into that courtroom, Danny. By everyone. By Dawson. By Galloway. Shit, I practically dared you.
You're a lousy fucking softball player, Jack!
You boys are going down, Danny. I can't stop it anymore.
Oh, wow. Everyone got quiet.
He disobeyed an order.
And because he did, because he exercised his own set of values, because he made a decision about the welfare of a Marine that was in conflict with an order of yours, he was punished. Is that right?
Lance Corporal Dawson disobeyed an order.
Lesson he learned after the Curtis Bell incident, am I right?
I would think so.
You know so, don't you, Lieutenant?
Object!
Sustained.
Lieutenant Kendrick, one final question. If you had ordered Dawson to give Santiago a code red...
I specifically ordered those men...
Is it reasonable to think he would have disobeyed you again?
Lieutenant, don't answer that.
You don't have to.
Lieutenant Kendrick, did you order Lance Corporal Dawson and Private Downey to give Willie Santiago a code red? Lieutenant Kendrick, did you...
No, I did not.
He flustered, too.
What's the word?
I was William's executive officer. I knew your son vaguely, which is to say I knew his name. In a matter of time, the trial of the 2 men charged with your son's death will be concluded, and 7 men and 2 women whom you've never met will try to offer you an explanation as to why William is dead. For my part, I've done as much as I can to bring the truth to light. Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Andrew Markinson, United States Marine Corps.
Private, I want you to tell us one last time.
Damn.
Why did you go to Private Santiago's room on the night of September 6th?
A code red was ordered by my platoon commander, Lieutenant Jonathan James Kendrick.
Make it back to the barracks until 1645. How could you be in your room at 1620?
Well, you see, sir, there was a blowout.
Private, did you ever actually hear Lieutenant Kendrick order a code red?
Well, Hal said that...
Private, did you ever actually hear Lieutenant Kendrick order a code red?
No, sir.
Please, the court, I'd like to request a recess in order to confer with my client.
Why did you go into Santiago's room?
The witness has rights.
The witness has been read his rights, Commander.
The question will be repeated.
Why
Your
did you
Honor.
go into Santiago's room?
Hal?
Did Lance Corporal Dawson tell you to give Santiago a code red?
Hal?
Don't look at him!
Hal?
Private, answer the captain's question.
Yes, Captain. I was given an order by my squad leader, Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson, United States Marine Corps, and I followed it.
Yeah. That was rough.
Listen for a second.
No.
Just hear me
No,
out.
I won't listen, and I won't hear you out. Your passion is compelling, Joe. It's also useless. Loudon Downey needed a trial lawyer today.
Who had an instinct, and it was confirmed by Markinson. Now, damn it, let's put Jessup on the stand and end this thing.
What possible good could come from putting Jessup on the stand?
He told Kendrick to order the code red.
Why didn't you say so? And of course, you have proof of that. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. You were sick the day they taught law at law school. Colonel Jessup, isn't it true that you ordered the code red on Santiago?
Listen, we're all a little...
I'm sorry. Your time's run out. What do we have for the losers, Judge? Well, for our defendants, it's a lifetime at exotic Fort Leavenworth. And for defense counsel Kathy, that's right, it's a court-martial. Yes, Johnny, after falsely accusing a highly decorated Marine officer of conspiracy and perjury. Thank you for playing. Should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid?
Oh my God, so he's some good acting, man. Yeah, she's gonna have to take a break.
Joanne! Joe, get in the car. Joanne, please get in the car. Look. Joanne! Joanne! Joe, I apologize. I was angry. I'm sorry about what I said. I'm gonna put Jessup on the stand.
We're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Lieutenant, call your witness.
Defense calls Colonel Nathan Jessup. Colonel, when you learned of Santiago's letter to the NIS, you had a meeting with your two senior officers. Executive Officer Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Markinson.
Yes.
And at present, Colonel Markinson is dead, is that right?
Objection. I'd like to know just what the defense counsel is implying.
I'm implying simply that at present, Colonel Markinson is not alive.
Surely Colonel Jessup doesn't need to appear in this courtroom to confirm that information.
I just wasn't sure if the witness is aware that 2 days ago the colonel took his own life with a .45 caliber pistol.
The witness is aware, the court is aware.
Thank you.
And now the court members are aware.
Did you give an order to Colonel Markinson as well?
I ordered Markinson to have Santiago transferred off the base immediately.
Lies.
Why?
I felt his life might be in danger once word of the letter got out.
Grave danger?
Is there another kind?
Colonel, we have the transfer order. You and Colonel Markinson co-signed ordering that Santiago be on a flight leaving Guantanamo at 6 the next morning. Was that the first flight off the base?
The 0600 was the first flight off the base.
The record of all telephone calls made from your base in the past 24 hours. After being subpoenaed to Washington, you made 3 calls. You highlighted those calls in yellow.
Trying to get 'em.
Do you recognize those numbers, sir?
I called Colonel Fitzhughes in Quantico, Virginia. I wanted to let him know that I would be in town. The second call was to arrange a meeting with Congressman Richmond of the House Armed Services Committee. And the third call was to my sister, Elizabeth.
Why did you make that call, sir?
I thought she might like to have dinner tonight.
Your Honor, these are the telephone records from Gitmo for September 6th. And these are 14 letters that Santiago wrote in 9 months, requesting, in fact, begging for a transfer. Upon hearing the news that he was finally getting his transfer, Santiago was so excited that do you know how many people he called? 0. Nobody. The fact is, there was no transfer order. Santiago wasn't going anywhere. Isn't that right, Colonel?
Objection, Your Honor. It's obvious that Lieutenant Caffey's intention this afternoon is to smear a high-ranking Marine officer in the desperate hope that the mere appearance of impropriety will win him points with the court members. Now, it's my recommendation, sir, that Lieutenant Caffey be reprimanded for his conduct and the witness be excused with the court's deepest apologies.
Overruled.
Your Honor.
The objection is noted.
Answer is I don't have the first damn clue. Maybe he was an early riser and liked to pack in the morning. And maybe he didn't have any friends. I'm an educated man, but I'm afraid I can't speak intelligently about the travel habits of William Santiago. What I do know is that he was set to leave the base at 0600. Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer? Phone calls and footlockers? Please tell me that you have something more, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant, do you have anything further for this witness?
Thanks, Danny. I love Washington.
Excuse me. I didn't dismiss you.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not through with my examination. Sit down.
Colonel.
What's that?
I'd appreciate if he would address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel or Sir.
I don't know what the hell kind of unit you're running here.
And the witness will address this court as Judge or Your Honor. I'm quite certain I've earned it.
Guantanamo log lists no flight that left at 11 p.m. and the Andrews log lists no flight that landed at 2 a.m. I'd like to admit them as defense exhibits Alpha and Bravo.
I don't understand. You're admitting evidence of a flight that never existed.
Well, we believe it did, sir. Defense will be calling Airman Cecil O'Malley and Airman Anthony Rodriguez. They were working the ground crew at Andrews at 2 a.m. on the 7th.
Your Honor, these men weren't on the list.
Rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor, are called specifically to refute testimony offered under direct examination.
This is ridiculous.
Colonel,
it's not.
a moment ago...
Check the tower logs, for Christ's sake.
Well, we'll get to the airmen in just a minute, sir. Colonel, I have just one more question before I call Airman O'Malley and Airman Rodriguez. If you gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, and your orders are always followed, then why would Santiago be in danger? Why would it be necessary to transfer him off the base?
Exactly. Gotcha.
Santiago was a substandard Marine. He was being transferred...
That's not what you said. You said he was being transferred because he was in grave danger.
That's correct.
You said he was in danger. I said grave danger. You said, is there
Right.
any
Recall what I
I
said.
can have the court reporter read back to you.
I know what I said. I don't have to have it read back to me like I'm...
Why the two orders? Colonel?
Right, your orders are followed.
Your men follow orders or people die. So Santiago shouldn't have been in any danger at all, should he have, Colonel?
You snotty little bastard.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess.
I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
Go to the code red, didn't he? Because that's what you told Lieutenant Kendrick to do.
Object!
And when it went bad, you cut these guys loose!
Your Honor!
You had
Counsel, I'll
Marcus
hold you
inside
in
a phony
contempt.
transfer.
Your Honor!
You doctored the logbook.
Damn it, Captain!
You coerced the doctor.
Consider yourself in contempt.
Colonel
He's
Jessup,
so damn good.
Did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth. Walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You
This
weep
is so
for
damn
Santiago
good.
and you
The
curse
acting's
Marines.
so good.
You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job.
Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did!
There you go. Case closed. Case closed. No more further questions.
Please, the court. I suggest the members be dismissed so that we can move to an immediate Article 39A session. The witness has rights.
Captain Ross.
Case closed. It's over.
Jack?
It's over.
Colonel, what's going on? I did my job. I do it again. I'm gonna get on a plane and go on back to my base.
You're not going anywhere, Colonel. MPs, guard the Colonel.
Yes, sir.
You're done.
Captain Ross.
What the hell is this? It's funny.
This lawyer may be a civilian
That's what
lawyer
this
appointed
is.
by you at
This
your own
is-
expense.
I'm gonna rip the eyes out of your head and piss at your dead skull! You fucked with the wrong Marine!
Colonel Jessup, do you understand these rights as I've just read them to you?
Have no idea how to defend a nation. All you did was weaken a country today, Caffey. That's all you did. You put people's lives in danger. Sweet dreams, son.
I'm a lawyer and an officer in the United States Navy. And you're under arrest, you son of a bitch.
The acting is just
The
freaking
witness is
fantastic. The chemistry with these people, just amazing. Interactions, everything was just great. It was a good scene, really, really good. I was like, case closed, it's over.
Lance Corporal Dawson, Private First Class Downey.
It better be innocent.
On the charge of murder, the members find the accused not guilty.
Thank you.
Charge of conduct unbecoming a United States Marine, the members find the accused guilty as charged.
Wait, what?
The accused are hereby sentenced to time already served, and you are ordered to be dishonorably discharged from the Marine Corps.
What? That shouldn't be.
Court-martial is adjourned.
All rise.
That's not. Oh, what? So basically, they don't have to do no jail time, just get out the military, but that's gonna be horrible for them.
Colonel Jessup said he ordered the code red. What did we do wrong?
It's not that simple.
What did we do wrong? We did nothing wrong!
Yeah, we did.
They followed orders.
We were supposed to fight for people who couldn't fight for themselves.
He gets it.
We were supposed to fight for Willie.
Right, because they follow orders blindly. That's why they got rid of him.
So, Kathy, I have to take these men over to personnel for some paperwork.
I guess, yeah, pretty sure, yeah, it makes sense, actually.
Harold? Sir? You don't need to wear a patch in your arm to have honor.
10 hut! There's an officer on deck.
He has respect for him again. Yeah, I guess it makes sense of why they did that verdict, because he followed orders blindly and went through with it. So I guess I'm like, man, that was a twist right there. This was good. I feel bad for the Marines, but yeah, I get why they did it. Oh, that's the end? Wow. Alright guys, this was a really, really freaking good movie. I enjoyed that scene with Daniel versus the Colonel. Jessup, I think that's his name. But I'll just call him the Colonel. Like, because the Colonel was just corrupt. He did admit that he gave that order to, to those 2 Marines that, he ordered to kill that young Marine that, that he got in trouble for, because he was trying to get, he just basically sent a bunch of letters to basically get out of, out of the military base and go home. That's all he wanted to do, and it just, they have like this certain code or ethics or something, or they have this certain code that they follow, and they found him, of course, weak, and he had a lot of health problems. Well, health problems that they probably didn't know, because he was out of breath. He was, and then then when the 2 Marines basically put the sock in his mouth, it caused him to basically. I think the sugar, like they said something about the sugar, and it poisoned him, or at least, made his lungs bleed, and it just got really bad for him. And they were trying to sit up there and lie about, they said, they put it a rag that was poisonous, and, stuff like that. But the way, basically, the acting was great on this. The way these actors interact with each other in this one, it was just so freaking good. With Jack Nicholson, of course, is just very talented. Of course, Tom Cruise is very, very talented. All of them were just, fantastic in this movie. Other than that, it was a great movie. I hope you guys enjoy this reaction to this movie. I can't wait to see more Heidi, and I hope you enjoy this reaction to it. So, any of you guys, so please like and comment the video. Make sure you go on the Patreon page, of course, consider supporting the channel. Appreciate the support that does come around. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys next movie reaction.